and they placed it just as they always do. But look, both of them went for the ball at that point, which I think on offense that kind of works. But just being really careful with that.
Yeah, I think that is one of the leading dangers of volleyball. They could hit each other. It's not a physical sport, but it gets dangerous
Yeah,
on those collisions. What a receive. And they get it over, but
out.
it is out. I mean, it was barely out. Like we've said with the Avengers, they've got a lot of great ball control. It was just out of range there. But we're going back here. I mean,
Oh, rolling off the back. Imagine he just like got that.
yeah,
That would have been
that
crazy.
would have been crazy. If you're imagining that,
I just think that's so. A couple times.
it was a very interesting. It was a
A little bit. They got the nice receive on the speed of sound and light, and they hit it, and that went out a little bit. So the Avengers are going to take the lead with a 3-2 lead over the speed of sound and light.
It is 3-2 speed of sound and light.
So it actually didn't go out.
It was in.
It was in. I don't know
It was
why
close.
the Avengers celebrated after that. Then
I think that's just a volleyball thing to do. You kind of
you celebrate when you don't get the point.
you get a little. It's a smaller celly.
You're right.
Like,
it is.
Look here.
But that
look
point
here.
was definitely to the Avengers.
They'll kind of hit some high fives there. You know,
No, that's fair.
it feels almost. It's like keeping their head in the game.
No, yeah, no, you're so right. Just
It's weird coming from an outside sport perspective,
it
but
is.
it's definitely there.
a big save going over, landing outside of the speed of sound and light, giving them the point on their side of the court.
Right, and now we are flipping it back. We are flipping it from home side. We're
Yep.
getting to see speed of sound and light up close now.
I think it's been really even so far. Honestly,
really has.
It hasn't looked a lot like the other games where it's been a lot of net and out of bounds making the rules. It's been like just the skill of the
This
players.
looks like finals. Playing to 15, close game, still is.
Till 10-8. But something I have noticed is I feel like the points are going by a little bit faster. That was unfortunate. But like I said, whoever the guy in the blue shorts on the Avengers is doing a really, really good job of diving and putting the ball where his teammate is.
Right, he is getting under it almost every time. We're seeing a couple spikes get past him, but really on those like anything on his side of the court, he's getting under it. He's getting over it.
Yeah.
Like getting it over to where it needs to go. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
We are now on to 12-8 here.
hmm
Spending some time at these athletic venues, I think I've seen that guy before. I think he's a photographer for our athletic teams
The guy on the team?
in the blue shorts.
Yeah.
Mr. Saves, if you will.
Mr. Saves. I like that.
I think he is a photographer for athletics.
Yeah.
So sports really are his things, it seems like.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of it.
He's spending all that time watching it.
Yeah,
you
he's
really
getting
get
good.
the form
He's getting
down.
good.
Down to speed and
The game of inches that we were, they may have to play a wider margin because that wind may just take it outside.
Yeah.
On those faster games or on those closer games rather. We're at 15-11. It is a close match
It
here.
is, yeah.
It's
That's what they were trying to do before, and it worked that time, giving another point to the Avengers, bringing it up to 12 with that 2-point differential.
I believe. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sitting at a 14 with the speed of sound and light and a 12 from the Avengers.
Yes, it is a. It feels so close. It feels like a tie game. It's not, but it is
a little bit over the line.
It is
bringing that back.
It's getting close to that tie game.
It is, yeah.
We're
with
seeing,
13.
We're gonna see a couple games here. I believe it is 13-15 because it was 7 points. So we flopped.
Yes,
I believe it is 13-15 here. It's a close game. I mean, we're seeing. It's a weird feeling to be this close. We saw it one time today.
We have, yeah.
The Gerber Avengers.
As we get into the
a lot of. I would say that they're playing as a machine. They're playing as two hands of the same team, right?
See, that was the first like mistake that I feel like I've seen all game.
Right. I think I've seen a couple things just go right inside, but most of what I've seen has been just things that are hard to control. That one has been a slight mistake, right?
Mhm.
It has been just a little bit outside, just a little bit in, and they get it over.
They do.
It was
Yeah. A little pop up from the speed of sound light going into the Avengers side, giving them another point, looking at a 17-14 lead.
right. We're seeing a lot of. We're seeing this it's gonna come down to these final points. We saw that earlier
Yeah.
in our first game of the day. It was a very, very close for the first couple, and then it broke away at the end. I wonder how that's going to affect our next two sets, actually, because we haven't seen players play on a continuous, like, they've had a little bit of a break in between. We're going to have much less of a break here.
Yeah. That was a great shot from the Avengers. Speed of sound and light just did the best they could on that one.
Right. We saw him go for it. He really did. He tried to get there. He just couldn't. And it's up
We'll bump a set, and we're going to get a spike here.
position to get those receives right. You may be able to see it on some of our cameras here. I think the wind started to pick up as he started serving, got in his head. The
Yeah.
Avengers,
You can really
pick up that
tell
point.
if you look at the cables that are holding like the outlines, they're moving around a lot.
You can see the out of bounds lines start to shake. It's harder to read out of bounds lines with these
With the winds.
because if it's right on the line there,
That was dirty. That was. I have no words.
none. That was a gorgeous point. And we are at
19 to 16 with this. Once again, sound and light taking it over.
yeah, they've got 2 points here. And 2 points. Always. Those are hard to come by. You can go on
Unfortunate from the speed of sound and light, giving that point to the Avengers,
17,
putting them at
19.
17.
We are the magic point that the Avengers are trying to hit right now is 20
Oh yeah,
to try and keep themselves in the game
but they got to hit 20 before.
they hit 21. We're at a point in the game where they have to keep thinking about these tiny little points. They can't give one up. But that one, right inside, it was a gorgeous score for
Yeah. This is, you guys. I've had a number off. Never mind. It looks like we were maybe. Yeah, no, that was it.
Yeah, we
It's
got
really
there.
hard to tell.
We were
I
right.
kind of thought that was in because that was like a crazy serve. But yeah, that was the first set.
Goes to speed of sound and light.
Yeah. So far we have the speed of sound and light leading the match so far with one set, and it looks like they're gonna go right into the next one.
Starting off with the Avengers.
Yep. Good receive from the sound of light, and a nice little plop right out of bounds, giving that point to the Avengers. At least to my understanding, the ref might have called something else.
Nope, you were right. It does go to the
Perfect.
Avengers. That's 7. It was a 4 point in the end. 4 points for the last game.
Yep.
So they gave up a couple points early that they probably shouldn't have. But I think right now they're trying to keep those same mistakes to a minimum.
Yeah. And what a diving play from the Avengers.
2 great receives.
Yeah. I think just there's been some great volleyball. Like that. That
Like
was
that,
just
yes.
you can't just guess and have that happen.
No.
Like some of the
You
other
have
games.
to heels. And I think now that we're in game, that serve went very high.
Yeah.
And they are swapping.
Yeah.
I think points carry over from the last game, so that makes it. I don't know why they're swapping.
Yeah, we might have had a little bit of a mix up here about how they're doing their scores.
Yep. Good point.
Yeah. Let's just
Point goes to the Avengers here. It is
yeah, another
3-1
point to the
now.
Avengers. 3-1 according to the 21 switch.
Yes, it was a very close game. Like These guys, they are serving in a wacky way here.
Yeah, this
We
once
saw,
again, I think it's that Oregon State on Oregon State
yeah,
action
I
that's
think it
giving us.
is.
Yeah,
We saw his reaction after that point. He was blaming the wind for that going out there.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think you agree?
Oh yeah, I think if I mess up, it's 100% the wind's fault every time.
Right, it was not his. Guaranteed not his. Here we go. And it's over. It looks like we are getting
A nice little tap from the Avengers
a
with a
nice volley
layout
going.
and a tap over
And
staying in, giving that point to the speed.
in film or they're
Want to know about what goes on with that behind serve.
I think it's just a sense of friendship.
I do think it really means
I don't
something.
think
It represents culture here at Dixon.
yeah, I think that's the culture that they've built. I think we're seeing a couple people still outline here, a couple of these other teams. I think it does represent a culture that has been built. These are friends. They're not looking
They're
at
not foes.
they're not foes. They're not enemies on this court. They are playing it's a lovely Saturday to play some volleyball, and that's
Oh
why they're
yeah,
here.
that's exactly why they're here. And unfortunately, though, speed of sound and light is going to get another point on that, tying the game up at 4.
4-4.
Yeah.
We are still at
least to us. I'd like to really make it clear that
scoring.
scoring is
It's one of the fun parts of this game, really.
yeah,
You get to think about it a little.
yeah.
It's up to your imagination. Do you think
Yeah.
it's fours? I think it's
The
fours,
score is metaphorical.
if you will. Yeah,
Yeah,
because Oregon State already won this one,
they did.
up and out.
Yeah,
And these are some high serves. Maybe they're playing for receives. Maybe they're playing to get reps in. No,
I think so. Yeah, no, it's just muscle repetition, trying to
Yeah.
get that muscle memory down for those
for
serves.
for the receives.
They got the normal serves down.
Yeah.
Try-
It-
that might hit it. All right. So we've just been informed that that was the end of the first set. So it's 7 points somewhere. Point goes to the speed of sound and light.
looks like right there is actually our end of first set.
That was the
It
end of
looks
first
like they were
set.
playing to 28.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go off to a quick break and we're going to look into the scores and how this works a little bit more. And we'll be right back here on KBVR TV. back to KBVR TV. And
24-26.
yes,
It was a
24 to
long
20.
game.
And we got really off somewhere.
We
But
did.
this game we won't. It's going to start 0-0 right now at the start of the second set with the Avengers at 0 and the Speed of Sound and Light at 0. And we got a first serve coming in and a block that did not go the way that the Avengers wanted, giving the Speed of Sound and Light the first point of the game.
Gorgeous. I mean, I think I think our last game that we thought was 2 was a very interesting one.
Oh, yeah.
We saw them kind of focus up for a second there, as apparently they were in overtime. We thought they were just focusing up for a second game, but it makes way more sense now.
Yeah.
It really does. That overtime period does have to be a point of focus.
It does, yeah. Oh, not quite going over the net, giving the Avengers their first point.
It is a game of 2-1 here. It looks like
it is 2-1 out here on this chilly Corvallis afternoon.
Chilly May.
Oh yeah, adding more.
Looking up on our table.
What a block on the camera! That looked like that was going back on the court, but it unfortunately wasn't.
It was not. It may almost have hit that canopy.
Yeah,
it was getting out of there.
See, the real question is if it goes out, bounces off the canopy, are they allowed to hit it back?
I think they should be. I think they should be.
I don't know if they're allowed.
I don't think they're allowed to, but I think they should be. And I think these friends, I think they would agree to it. A gentleman's rule almost.
It was a gentleman's rule. And speaking of that, we're going to get a nice spike here onto the front right corner of the Avengers side, making that 5-1, favoring the Speed of Sound and Light.
I mean, Speed of Sound and Light really are playing up to their name. They're moving fast. They are getting those. They're getting those digs. They're getting the kills. They're getting what they need to get here.
All right, let's look and see how this point turns out here.
This is the point.
A nice serve right over the side of the net, giving that point to the Speed of Sound and Light.
I mean, I think some morale has to have been lost after that second one, because these Avengers are not the ones that we saw after that during that first game.
I know
they were playing a really great game, but there's something off here.
I think it's because we didn't keep score correctly.
I do think it's our fault here.
Doing our best, but unfortunately, you can only do so much.
As it's 4-5.
I mean, they did have a generational run on their last set, so
they did. It was really fun to watch. But I think, hey, you know what? Actually, I think it is. What? Since we're in the second set, the Avengers, they're planning to go home.
That's right. We have to go back to the Avengers' original goal. They just want to get out of here.
Go home, and I don't think winning this set gets in there.
No, it doesn't. And I think that's where the serves were coming in. They were like, oh, we have to pretend like we're trying. But then, like, at the same time, I don't know. They're getting points like that.
I think they can't They can't sell it too bad. They have to show that they are still playing a game.
Yeah.
They still can get points if they wanted to, but they don't want to. Here we go.
Nice big serve coming in from the Avengers and a receive from the Speed of Sound and Light. Set up for a spike into the back right corner, putting it at 9-3.
I think this is the biggest point differential we've seen between these two so far.
Yeah, 6.
Granted, we've only seen the Avengers for, I guess now, two sets.
Yeah, 2 sets.
This is the highest point differential we've seen of them.
Yeah, you're right. And that was stolen straight from his teammate, but he's up for it.
I would say supported. He
supported. More of a pessimistic view on this game.
Yeah. What they need to be. They're not. They want to. Also, like they want to go home.
Yeah. Going straight back on their side, putting that at 10-4.
No, it looked like that was outside to me. If I was guessing, it looked outside to me.
Really? All right. I guess we're gonna have to. Looks like we're gonna have to see.
Let's go back. It looks like you.
We don't have a replay machine. We can't go back.
No, but we can take a quicker look here. I'm looking. Yeah, it looks like 10-4.
Yeah, okay.
I'm talking.
You got the VAR?
Yeah, I personally have a VAR right in front of me.
Okay.
It can't go to you guys. Sorry. Budgetary restrictions. You guys get it.
Right.
But right now, I have my own personal VAR.
Yeah.
I was really just talking to our scorekeeper.
Yeah. Oh, he got his hand on the ball, which is half of the battle.
It's half the battle. The other half is getting it where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I say that's the more important half.
Yeah.
Um, because it doesn't matter if you're hitting it. If it goes out, can't quite get it over.
Oh,
Good
another
kill.
point for the
Good
speed
kill.
of sound and light, putting them at 12-5.
Mhm. And it looks like it's a little bit of a right.
But yeah, they're gonna have a quick little timeout, and I think we're gonna cut to a tiny little break.
Uh,
And if they don't want to go to a break on the field, then we'll go straight back into it on the court. But yeah, what do you? Okay, we're looking at a 13-5, so a 8 differential right now. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that 8-point difference when we're back from a break really quick. But yeah, we'll be right back. Okay. Am I allowed to call for breaks?
No.
Okay.
And while I appreciate it, your producer calls for breaks.
Okay.
that's what I thought you.
All right, welcome back. We got 13-5 with the speed of sound and light, hitting it straight over to the Avengers, and the Avengers placing it in the back corner. Sorry to come back so fast on you guys, but we just had to get right back into the action, putting it at 6-13, almost getting halfway there.
Or we cut to break. You were team needs, and I think we have the opportunity to get there. I think we really do. I think it'll be a really interesting. Um, I think so far it's an interesting game, and I think it will be continue to be an interesting game.
Oh, there was some definitely some altercation right there at the front of the net.
Definitely
But
some altercation.
yeah, point was given away.
The Avengers get that point. It was a nice point for them.
Yeah.
It looks like we are 13-8. They are cutting that lead down.
Yeah.
You were asking me, we're back to that lead. They're cutting it down. They're getting under the ball. They're getting the ball where it needs to go. What we came to expect from them in the last set, we're starting to see it again here.
Oh yeah.
This is the Avengers that we know and we really love to watch.
Yeah. I think what's really hard is now every time I think about like the Avengers, I'm just only going to think about these guys.
Yeah, because I think this is such a joy to watch.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard. It would be hard to be like the Avengers and then not picture Paul.
Yeah. No. Exactly. There's
Everyone trending.
Paul's energy.
Court.
I know. That play, we might have to change the team name from the Avengers to the Avenger and his friend.
Listen. I think I'm with you here. I think we have Paul and his friend. I think they're a great team, but really, Paul is getting these saves more so.
Paul is laying out for every single one of the saves that we have here with Theo.
And I think Theo is getting there on most of the balls, but he's just not as consistent.
No. And like we joke, and they've both been great players. I mean, they've made it to the finals.
Right.
And it's like, look at that.
Look,
Beautiful play.
That's
Beautiful
where,
spike,
see,
giving another
listen,
point to the
I think
Avengers.
that's why they're the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because
bringing it back, you know.
Theo is on that offense every single time. Paul has that defense every single time. It is really a great joy to watch.
It is a great joy to watch. We're going to get a big serve in from the Avengers, almost not able to get caught by the speed of sound and light.
And it's still
with
over.
A spike that goes out over on the points to the speed of sound and light because it went a little bit too far for the Avengers. That was in. All right. Looks like the Avengers got that point at the end of the day.
It is 12-14. They're cutting this lead down significantly over and over again. It is a long fought battle, but they are fighting hard. It is really a gorgeous thing to watch here. I mean, we were talking about someone to write the textbook We didn't know about Paul and Theo.
We did not know about Paul and
We didn't know
Theo.
their game. I mean,
No.
this is really they had that timeout. They had that break. They talked to their coach, and they're coming back
They
again
are.
and again. And we're here. We're witnessing.
But like,
And I mean, they are getting under it. They're getting where they need to be. That
Yeah.
was just in. And I mean, we saw it in their celebration. They were a little worried about certain things. They were worried that this point differential was slipping, but they're still out there on that court.
yeah. And then Theo just laid out an amazing spike.
Right.
As we just been. It's not even like.
There's a reason this is a game.
Yeah.
There's a reason this is a great game. I mean, it's really the finals.
Yeah. All right, we're expecting to see a big serve here from Theo, straight over into the hands, and can they hit it back over?
And they
can. See, it's things like that. If I saw that game one, I would have been freaking out. But now that's just so common to see with these teams.
Right. These teams
And
are.
there's Mr. Saves up against the net again.
On saves like that, it's real hard to get there.
Of course.
It's really hard to directional. But I mean, they are there. We have two good teams here. We have our expectation for these teams has grown throughout the day. If I saw these in pools, wow, I don't think I couldn't have stayed sitting. I couldn't have stayed. The speed of sound and light has.
Are they able to get it back over the net? I can't quite tell yet.
They
Okay,
did.
Theo hit it. Paul hit it up to Theo. Theo gets a big spike in, which lands straight in the center. And I like how there was absolutely no bounce on the volleyball right there.
Right.
That shows how little movement that the players are able to get with their feet when they move really fast in the sand.
Right. I think we're seeing both teams hit back, forth, back, forth, back, forth.
Yeah.
We're seeing these like over. When we're earlier today, we were seeing one over, done. One over, done.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that. If we want to keep counting, this too. That's more than one.
You're right. That is more than one.
And it looks like that point went to
the Avengers. So we have 16-17. Our little friend, the 2-point lead, is not around right now.
I know. Which if you told me that earlier, I wouldn't have believed you. It was a very, very very large lead this Avengers team has cut into.
Yeah. And you can see how much better they're playing when they're close. I feel like the morale gets dropped a little bit when like it's a really big differential like that.
Right. I think I need to go to break. We saw that timeout. It was a long,
but he's taking that one like a champ.
And he's back up already.
Yeah, and we're looking at 19 with the sound and light, and then we're looking at 16 from the Avengers.
And I mean, look at that sportsmanship. They were crossing over the net.
Yeah.
They still shook hands. Even after that blow that Theo just took, he was ready to just be like, yeah, this is my team.
Oh yeah.
We all go here. We're friends.
Yeah, they're besties.
Yeah.
Besties on the court.
And I mean, we see that for sure.
And see, here's that generational amazing serve that we've been talking about. I don't know how he's able to place it so accurately. They're going that
so
high.
Well.
I know it literally went off camera, but that thing's going taller than some of the trees out here.
Yeah, and
a block up, and Paul hit it back over. Speed of sound and light hit it up one more time, and a spike in and straight back over. Unfortunately, giving the point there to the Avengers.
And I mean, they call them the speed of sound and light. I'm seeing sound. I'm seeing light. It's they are moving. They're going
they're
back
working
and forth.
together.
Yeah, it is. Listen, we're a TV station here. We work with sound and light, and I'm seeing a beautiful picture up there. I'm seeing a beautiful picture coming through, and I don't think I could have asked for a better name.
Yeah, exactly. I think that there's not a better name for these two teams out here.
And it looks like that was their match.
Volleyball tournament here in Corvallis, Oregon. And we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk all about this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Dixon Rec Center here in Corvallis, Oregon, and thank you for watching on KBVR TV. So we just finished up our men's beach volleyball tournament today here, and we had the Speed of Sound and Light bring the win home. And I don't know, I just think it'd be really, really cool to talk about how they got there, because we didn't see them play on the broadcast
No, we did not.
until the very last game, and they came out of nowhere and took it home. Because we're looking through all the games, right? And I think that the Gerber first, like, wow. But
I love
the speed of.
And
what do you have to say about that, Andrew?
we were listening. We saw the Avengers. We were like, yeah, these guys are good, and they continued putting on a good showing. They were playing a good game,
They were.
but they still came up short because
Yeah.
the Speed of Sound and Light had that little bit of something going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
They had that little extra.
It was the matching shorts.
It was.
It was
They-
the matching shorts.
They had a uniform. They had a lot of things tying them together. It was a great, great showing to
Yeah.
see from them.
It was. And it was a lot of fun to be out here today, and we couldn't have done it with just ourselves, right?
No, we could not have.
I have to give a big shout out to our crew. First of all, I want to thank our producer, Bryn Kirkland, and our director, Lily Goodyear. We have Caden Ross, John Reese, and Gabby Grinbergs on our cameras on cam 1, 2, and 3. We have Addie Witt helping us out on audio, and we have Lexi Peaham helping us out on graphics. And my name is Andrew Sloan, and I'm partnered here with my friend Andrew West. And thank you so much for watching KBVR Sports. It's been a lovely year, and we hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching KBVR TV.